These speeches usually involve providing facts and figures as well as an explanation of how the information presented relates to the topic at hand. Persuasive speeches are meant to convince listeners about something. They can take many forms, but generally involve presenting evidence that supports one's argument as well as refuting any counter-arguments or objections from opponents. Special occasion speeches are typically used for ceremonial events such as graduations or anniversaries. These speeches often invoke emotion and contain stories that illustrate key points being made during the presentation. How to develop effective English speech. Writing skills. Writing effective English speeches requires more than just having good grammar skills. It also involves knowing how to structure different types of speech, create powerful arguments, use strong language, and effectively communicate your message with your audience in mind. To ensure your speech is successful, it is important to start by researching topics thoroughly so you have all the necessary information needed for a convincing argument or story. This includes gathering facts, statistics, anecdotes, etc., depending on what type of speech you are writing. Once enough research has been conducted, it is time to begin drafting your speech using proper grammar and punctuation, while also avoiding jargon where possible and ensuring that every word counts towards delivering your message efficiently and effectively. Next comes structuring your speech. Think about how best to engage with audiences through storytelling techniques or narrative arcs, informative, persuasive, or nostalgic recollections, special occasions. Finally, practice delivering your final draft out loud prior to giving it publicly. Practice makes perfect. Improve your English pronunciation. The way you pronounce words in your English speech will have a direct impact on how well it is received by the audience. To ensure that your pronunciation is accurate, it is important to become aware of the difference between American and British English pronunciations, as well as understanding some basic phonetic rules. Here are some tips for mastering English pronunciation. Listen carefully to native speakers. Pay close attention to how they form their words and use intonation when speaking. Make sure to record yourself regularly so that you can compare your own pronunciation with that of a native speaker. Focus on each sound individually. Before attempting to say an entire word, focus on each individual sound separately until you feel comfortable combining them all together into one word. Use visual aids such as flashcards or phonemic charts to help familiarize yourself with different sounds and symbols which represent those sounds in written form. Practice tongue twisters, which help strengthen muscles used in forming certain sounds correctly, such as, "She sells seashells by the seashore," or "Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers." Tips for practicing English pronunciation. Once you have learned the basics of English pronunciation, it is time to put these skills into practice. Here are some tips for getting started. Read aloud from books or articles written in English and focus on enunciating each syllable clearly, while also paying attention to stress patterns within words and sentences. This will help you get used to producing longer phrases without making mistakes while speaking quickly or naturally. Join an online language learning community where members can provide feedback about one another's pronunciation. This is especially helpful when trying out new vocabulary words, since hearing others' takes can give insight into correct usage before attempting them yourself. Utilize technology such as apps like Duolingo, which offer audio recordings of phrases in both American and British accents. This allows users to hear examples of different pronunciations before attempting them themselves. Building your English vocabulary. When it comes to learning English, building your vocabulary is one of the most important steps you can take. To increase your English vocabulary quickly and effectively, there are several strategies that you should consider. One of the best ways to increase your English vocabulary is by reading as much as possible in both fiction and non-fiction books. Each new book you read will introduce you to words that are not part of your current vocabulary, helping you reach a higher level of understanding. Additionally, when unfamiliar words appear, use a dictionary or online research tools to look them up and learn their meanings and pronunciations. Another effective strategy for increasing your English vocabulary is by watching movies and television shows. English speaking skills. Speaking English fluently and confidently is a common aspiration for many non-native speakers worldwide. Whether you want to enhance your communication abilities for personal or professional reasons, this comprehensive guide is specifically designed to provide you with effective strategies and valuable resources to improve your English speaking skills, allowing you to gain the confidence you need and excel in your communication. Understanding the basics. Before you can run, you must learn to walk. The same principle applies when mastering English. A strong foundation in grammar and vocabulary is crucial for effective communication in English. Grammar. Without an understanding of grammar, communication can be confusing and unclear. Websites such as the British Council's English Learning Site and Grammarly provide in-depth resources and exercises to help you understand and practice fundamental grammar rules. Vocabulary. Building a robust vocabulary is an effective way to enhance your English communication skills. Regularly engage in activities that expose you to new words. Reading diverse materials, such as news articles, books, or song lyrics, is an excellent way to learn new words and phrases in context. Using flashcards and vocabulary apps like Memrise can also be a fun and interactive way to build and remember vocabulary. Effective pronunciation. Tips to improve English speaking skills. Pronunciation can often seem like a hurdle for many non-native English speakers. However, with the wide range of resources available online, improving your pronunciation is more achievable than ever. Websites like BBC Learning English and Forvo offer free pronunciation guides, highlighting the sounds of letters and words in different contexts. Mobile applications like Elsa Speak and Fluent. You are specifically designed to improve pronunciation by providing real-life videos and personalized feedback. Listening to improve speaking. One effective strategy to enhance your speaking skills is by improving your listening skills. Regularly engage with English through a variety of mediums to familiarize yourself with the language's nuances. Listening to English podcasts such as ESL Pod and Luke's English Podcast exposes you to different accents, pronunciation, and colloquial language. Watching English movies, TV shows, and speeches allows you to observe and imitate how native speakers use language in various contexts. Online learning resources. The digital era provides myriad platforms and resources for language learning. Websites like Duolingo and Babbel offer interactive language learning modules for free or at a low cost. italki and Verbling are platforms that connect learners with language tutors for personal lessons. Online communities of language learners on platforms like Reddit or language exchange websites offer a supportive environment to practice speaking skills with peers and native speakers. Mastering English speaking skills. Through regular practice. Regular practice is key in mastering any language. Language exchange programs such as Tandem and HelloTalk provide opportunities to converse with native English speakers. This not only helps improve fluency, but also provides cultural insights. Simple practices like speaking in front of a mirror, recording and listening to your own voice, or even talking to your pet in English can help you identify areas of improvement and increase your confidence. Building confidence in English speaking skills through fearless conversation. Embarking on the journey of learning a language involves making mistakes. But remember, every error is a chance to learn. Therefore, don't shy away from conversations in English due to the fear of making mistakes. Engage in English conversation whenever you have the opportunity, and treat every conversation as a learning experience. Conclusion. Improving your English speaking skills is a journey that requires patience, practice, and consistency. While it might seem daunting initially, remember that every step, no matter how small, is progress. Utilize the multitude of online resources available to you. Immerse yourself in the language, and most importantly, believe in your ability to master English. With this comprehensive guide to improve your English speaking skills, you're equipped with practical tips and resources. Stay persistent in your learning journey, and soon you'll find yourself communicating in English more effortlessly than you could have imagined. The English language often lacks both rhyme and reason. It's full of synonyms, homophones, homonyms, and other confusing words that seem to make it especially difficult to learn. Luckily, you can use the same 5 skills to improve your English vocabulary as you did when learning your first language: reading, listening, writing, watching, or meet with other local people learning English. Make a commitment to only speak English when this group meets. Sharing your learning experiences and challenges with fellow learners can be incredibly motivating and can provide unique perspectives on the language learning process. Earning a new language involves grappling with grammar, wrestling with vocabulary, and often untangling the intricacies of idioms. These colorful expressions, brimming with cultural nuances, can be both fascinating and perplexing. In English, idioms are not just the icing on the cake. They are integral to mastering the language, adding flair and depth to your conversations. This blog post delves into the world of English idioms, offering insights, examples, and strategies to help you decode these linguistic puzzles. What are idioms and why are they important in English? Idioms are phrases whose meanings cannot be deduced from the literal meanings of the words they comprise. Take break a leg, for example. This phrase isn't an ill wish for an injury, but rather a quirky way of wishing someone good luck. Similarly, "It's raining cats and dogs" doesn't depict a peculiar meteorological phenomenon, but simply means a heavy downpour. Idioms enrich the English language, making it vibrant and expressive. They are a testament to the language's dynamic history and cultural richness, often embedded in everyday conversations, literature, and media. Common challenges faced by learners in understanding idioms. For ESL learners, idioms can be a tough nut to crack. Their figurative nature, coupled with cultural and historical references, makes them tricky to understand and use correctly. Many idioms don't make sense when translated literally, which can lead to confusion and misinterpretation. However, overcoming these challenges is crucial for effective communication and full immersion into the English-speaking culture. Examples of widely used English idioms and their meanings. To get you started, here are some common English idioms. Ball is in your court. It's your turn to make a decision or take action. Bite the bullet. To endure a painful or unpleasant situation bravely. Cost an arm and a leg. Very expensive. Hit the nail on the head. To describe exactly what is causing a situation or problem. Once in a blue moon, something that happens very rarely. Understanding these expressions can be the key to unlocking a more authentic and nuanced use of English. Tips and techniques for learning and using English idioms. Effectively 1. Contextual learning. Immerse yourself in situations where idioms are used naturally. Watch English movies, read books, or engage in conversations with native speakers. Context helps in understanding the application and tone of idioms. 2. Use visual aids. Associating idioms with images or illustrations can make them more memorable. For instance, picturing an actual blue moon when you hear "once in a blue moon" can help cement its meaning in your mind. 3. Practice and repetition. Incorporate idioms into your everyday language use. Practice makes perfect, and the more you use these expressions, the more naturally they will come to you in conversation. Resources for further exploration of English idioms and phrases. To further your idiom journey, explore resources like idiom dictionaries, language learning apps, and ESL websites. These tools provide comprehensive lists of idioms, their meanings, and examples of how they are used in context. Conclusion. Idioms are the jewels in the crown of the English language. They add color, context, and culture to your speech, making it richer and more engaging. While they can be challenging, the effort to learn them pays off, enhancing not just your language skills, but also your understanding of English-speaking cultures. So, dive into the vibrant world of idioms and watch your English language skills flourish. Do you want to learn how to communicate in English with confidence? Whether you are a student, a professional, or an aspiring speaker, learning how to craft powerful speeches in English is an essential skill. In this blog post, we will discuss the basics of crafting effective English speeches, improving your pronunciation, and building your vocabulary. We will also explore tips for delivering your speech with confidence so that you can unlock the power of English speeches. By the end of this post, you will have all the tools necessary to become a confident English speaker. Learn the basics of English speeches. English speeches come in a variety of forms, each tailored to serve a specific purpose. The most common types of English speech include informative, persuasive, and special occasion speeches. An informative speech is designed to educate listeners to learn new words. Because reading is a one-person activity, you can really take your time with a new word and work out its meaning and usage. 1. Popular literature. Reading illustrated books, such as comics and children's books, will offer you graphical clues to help you learn new words. Plus, if you're reading popular books, there's a good chance that you can find a translation to your own language as well. Additionally, try delving into various genres like mystery, fantasy, or nonfiction, as each genre uses a unique set of vocabulary and idiomatic expressions. This diversity can greatly enhance your understanding and use of English. 2. Relevant blog posts. Reading blog posts about subjects and hobbies you enjoy in English is a great way to familiarize yourself with new English words and will keep your interest. Blogs often use informal and conversational language, which can be more relatable and easier to understand than formal writing. They also cover a wide range of topics, providing a rich source of varied vocabulary. Try leaving comments or engaging in discussions on these blogs to practice your new words. Listening. Listening is how we first learn words as a child and can profoundly impact how we learn to pronounce and use new words. There are lots of ways to learn by listening. Music is a fun way to learn new words while immersing yourself in the popular culture of English-speaking countries. Find music in genres you like and listen along for words you know. Don't hesitate to sing along as well. This can improve your pronunciation and make learning more enjoyable. You might also want to explore different artists and eras, as this can expose you to a variety of dialects and lyrical styles. Virtual events. Attend events in English, like plays, sports matches, and exhibitions, to listen for new words. Live events provide a dynamic and interactive environment where language is used in real time. Paying attention to how speakers emphasize certain words or phrases can also give you insight into the emotional and cultural context of the language. Writing. In the age of the internet, writing has become essential to learning and using a new language. Because of the one-sided nature of writing, it's helpful to have a digital writing assistant like Grammarly on your side to help your words flow easily. Journaling. Keep a journal of your day in English. This is an easy way to incorporate new vocabulary into sentences and to check your understanding of any new words. Writing about your daily experiences not only helps in practicing the language in a personal context, but also aids in memorizing new words more effectively. Vocabulary building. Learn to look for synonyms. If you want to expand your vocabulary, you'll have to push yourself to use new words. Grammarly has a feature that can help you learn new synonyms and find just the right word to communicate effectively. Experimenting with different words in sentences can also help you understand subtle differences in meaning and usage. Learn how a new word is used by watching someone use it in context. You'll learn about the different contexts that may surround a new word, as well as the gestures and mannerisms that often accompany it. Movies and TV. Watching movies is a casual way to learn words. Similar to reading illustrated books, you get the perk of visual cues, while also benefiting from hearing how the word is usually pronounced. Tip: combine your listening and reading skills by turning on the closed captioning in English, which can be a helpful way to visualize the words being spoken aloud. Watching different genres and productions from different English-speaking countries can expose you to a variety of accents and cultural contexts. People watching watch people, conversing around you in the world. How are they using their words? What can you learn about the words they're using by observing the relationships of the people and their mannerisms? Observing people in natural settings can give you insight into how language is used in everyday situations, including slang and idiomatic expressions. Conversing now. It's time to take your new words for a test drive. Conversing allows you to gain valuable input on your word usage and pronunciation while expanding your vocabulary. Fluent speakers host a virtual game night or dinner for your fluent English-speaking friends and colleagues. Ask them for feedback on your pronunciation and language use. Engaging in different types of conversations, from casual chats to more formal discussions, can enhance your speaking skills and confidence. Fellow English learners learn from other learners.